I was thinking about this with your run this year with this team and just how important injuries are in the grand scheme of things. Do you see any parallels there in terms of just like when you are missing a cog, obviously James was out and then Kai goes down, it's really hard to win. It's really hard to get to the finals without players like this.
I mean, I thought we still had a shot to could have beat Milwaukee with Kai.
Yeah.
When Kai went out, it just like changes your whole team. And James came back and like literally gutted it out for 3 games. But I mean, everybody could see he wasn't like himself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that was a very different situation to me because it was like we had Milwaukee down 2-0.
You were smacking. You smacked them the first 2.
I mean, and they changed some things. They played great. Middleton stepped up, all that. And they were great. They deserved that win. But I still thought we had a chance without if we had Kai.
We asked Drew this. Did you think Kevin Durant's shot was a 3?
No, I didn't. I thought he was inside the line. I didn't know it was that close. I thought he was inside the line. When it went in, Jeff Green was like, "That was a 3." And that's when I like started looking up. But just in my mind, I didn't think it was a 3.
Yeah. So we had Drew on after the Olympics, and he was talking about KD. He was talking about both playing against him and then playing with him. And the phrase he used was KD was mentally penetrating the Bucks. And that's whatever. That's what he said. What was your Game 5 and Game 7, just being out there with him, watching him just sort of go into like God mode? I mean, you've had a lot of great performances in the playoffs. You've seen a lot of other guys have them. What are you thinking like when this is all happening?
Honestly, he does stuff all the time where you're just like, what? How did he just? It's just it's honestly the stuff that's most impressive to me is like the dribble, like pull up mid range where the hand in his face and just hit it. It's not really like it is like the spin move, like the tough shots like that. That's all tough, but he just is so unaffected by any defender. I have never seen a player be less affected by somebody than Kevin Durant. And when he was doing that, it was just kind of like I was just trying to figure out ways to like support him in a way because I knew he was tired and he was just like doing that. So like in that when he hit that shot, I was like sprinting baseline in case, and that I had fouled out, but I wish I had still been in for that second shot because I was going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
When he hit that shot on Brook Lopez, I just sprinted by him, like hoping that like if he missed, like I was down there for it. So that was like kind of like how I tried to like support him in that moment. But you kind of just give it to him, and then you try to move around a little bit so that the other guys don't just double team him.
So it kind of looks like you're doing something.
Yeah, it's a fake hustle. It's the best way to describe it. But it's kind of crazy, man, because we have like Kai and James are the same way too. Like when they get going, you're just like, these guys are so good.
What was that adjustment like for you over the last year in sort of going from the guy like you were in LA and Detroit to, a tertiary player, a role player? Was that a hard adjustment? I know you know what you were getting into in Brooklyn, but just in terms of like, the overall arch of your emotions about letting go of that. It's a hard thing to let go of.
That wasn't that hard for me to let go of that. For me, the toughest thing was just figuring out the way they wanted me to play, or the way that I can like sort of help them support that team the best. And like it's different for everybody. Kai has such a different style than James and Kevin. So it's like you kind of have to really like get to know them and like their game. And the great thing about James is he does an unbelievable job. I didn't really know this about him. I knew he was like a good passer and orchestrator and all that, but the way he talks the game is special. And he like really like has like a plan, every time out. And like Doc used to say this all the time, but it's more important. Getting it right is more important than being right. So like for us, it's just like, let's just get on the same page, whichever way we choose to do something, like let's just get on that page. You know what I mean? Because there's more than one way to go about it.
When you're looking ahead to this year, I don't have the exact number, but I think like the three of them played like 7 games.
Yeah,
something like that. Like under 10 games together all season, obviously counting the playoffs. Is there an element of like, it's like if we just stay healthy, not to be over cocky or anything like that, but like the sky is literally the limit when you look at what happens when those guys are just on the court together, because we really haven't seen it.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think, like I said, I think we had a chance to beat Milwaukee with Kai.
Yeah.
And if we have all 3 of them, I think you have a chance to, do something special, but got to be healthy. I mean, Milwaukee stayed healthy. That was like, that was one of their things that like got them to that point. I mean, besides Giannis and Drew and Chris being unbelievable and supporting cast.
I was going to ask you about that. I think it was the second or third, right before the playoffs. You had that crazy alley-oop, the one with was with Mike James and with the whole team where someone went behind the back and da-da-da.
Yeah.
Was there like, what was going through your head like when that was happening?
Honestly, I was like, this is crazy. And Jared Allen looks at me and goes, man, I missed that. I was like, yeah, that was a wild play. One of the wildest I've been a part of. It was also great to like start that off by a pass, just get out of the highlight early.